Hello everybody, welcome to the first episode of Ask Manan Anything. This is the first video of such kind on my channel. I get a lot of questions from many people all year round, and I thought, why not turn it into a video series where I just answer questions online. Now, if you want your question to be answered, then I recommend that you email me. My email address is in the channel description. I also recommend that you can write to me on Instagram or any other social media because I check them regularly as well. But I also recommend or suggest that you try to be as detailed as possible in your questions, so it gives me a much better idea on what you're struggling with. Now that said, I want to move ahead and talk a few updates about the channel. Number one update that I have for you is, yes, I have finally launched channel memberships. I haven't fully announced it. I will make like a promo video and then also do it, but I want to let you know that channel memberships are now active on this channel. There are different tiers that you can purchase. I'm waiting for your suggestions as well. What is it that you would like to see if there is a membership for this channel? What is something that you would like to see and you would be willing to pay for? I mean, there can be vlogs, behind the scenes content, how I make YouTube videos, question and answer sessions, any content that you would like to see. I really want to know from you because this is something very new for me, but I really want to be able to do that. Very important thing, I've been doing this for 3 years without any sponsorship or external funding, putting my own money, putting my own time, putting my own effort in this. And I want to make it more stable, and in order to make it more stable, I have to monetize it some way or the other in order to keep it going. Channel memberships is one way. If you also see my content down below, then I also have launched a Life in Estonia course that if you see somebody interested coming to Estonia, then it might be interesting for them as well. And I'm also considering launching Patreon as well, but it would be quite similar to what you will get on YouTube channel memberships, but it's up to you. I'm waiting for suggestions if you are a regular viewer. The least that you can do is actually subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell, because YouTube tells me that there are less than 10% of these 5,000 subscribers that I have who have actually turned it on. So it would be a great thing for me. It's absolutely free for you, but means a great lot to me. So let's move on to question number one. Okay, question number one is from Mario Trax 1038. What you value the most from your time you have spent in Estonia? I think this is a very good question, and to put it quite shortly, the thing that I value the most from the time in Estonia is the personal change and the personal improvement that I have experienced. Estonia provided me the space without any external influence that I was able to understand truly who I am. And in the process of understanding who I am, I learned so much more about the outside world, because I firmly believe that people who understand themselves, who understand the human mind, who understand their emotions and their inclinations, the more you understand yourself, the easier the outside world becomes. And I think this is the thing that I value really much about my time here in Estonia. Everything else is secondary. I mean, I really value the fact that it's such a safe country. It has given me education, it has given me job, it has given me business opportunities at this stage, and I am truly grateful for that. And I have tried my best to give back to this country. You can look back at my channel on more than 100 videos that I have made about Estonia and how to help people much better understand Estonia and everything that it has to offer. So yeah, I think that is the biggest thing that I value from my time here in Estonia. And actually this August it will be 10 years since I have been in Estonia. Time flies. Okay, question number two. Martin Koitmäe 6655 asks me, how do you deal with this extremely cold weather? Actually, this is a really good question, and I am making a video on that which will be coming out next week, so you will have a look on how I deal with this cold weather. It has included some tips as well, but to put it quite shortly, I think the most important thing is the concept of layering. You really need to understand how to layer yourself. You really need to understand how your body functions when it's like really extreme cold. You also really need to try to understand, okay, what are you going to do when you're inside for so long? And also the most important thing is that what kind of physical activity that you will do, because you can't stay inside for that long. So I try regularly to go to the gym and to the sauna, which is like absolutely must in my opinion. Actually, video coming soon as well, and I would really like to hear from you on what would you like to see more in terms of winter. Okay, the next question is from Instagram, and it is from somebody, I'm not mentioning their name, but it's a little bit long. This year I applied for my master's program in university in Finland. Unfortunately, I am unable to pursue it due to the recent loss of my father just a month ago. Sorry to hear that. Currently, I'm under significant amount of emotional stress from my family and relatives. Additionally, I'm facing financial instability. I'm presently employed in an HR admin at a reputable firm in, I'm not mentioning the city, just India, where I have accumulated years of professional experience, 3 years of professional experience. At 26 years old, I find myself in a bewildering situation burdened by 8 lakh debt. That's 800,000 Indian rupees. Staying with my family has become untenable as they have become increasingly critical, focusing on my debt and wedding plans. Well, common story in South Asian households. They persistently inquire about my plans for studying abroad. Given this situation, obtaining a loan and reapplying for my program is not feasible. I'm actively searching for better job opportunities anywhere in the world. I hope you can empathize with the complexity of my circumstances. Could you help to get me any kind of job in Estonia? Okay. So this is a person, she's a girl, 26-year-old in India. She's under debt, which is, I would say, not like so much, 800,000 debt in Indian rupees. She is currently working in India. She's facing a lot of pressure from her parents with regards to her plans abroad, and also marriage, which is something very common in South Asian households, especially for women as well. And this pressure is making you think that you should move abroad. So, and she ends the question by asking me if I can help her get any kind of job in Estonia. First thing is that I can empathize with your situation to a certain extent, because I was in the similar boat like 10 years ago when I first moved to Estonia. So I had a job that I didn't really particularly like because I wasn't going anywhere. There were some family topics as well that I didn't really like. I didn't like the culture and everything, and I was really disheartened. I felt very disappointed and dejected. But the advantage that I had was being a guy. Now, being a guy in South Asian countries is a privilege. I mean, there is no denying about that. You're born with certain privilege that women don't have. Men don't have to face the kind of pressures that women have to face. I think it is true for the Western countries as well. Women do face pressures, but it's not so much, it's not so bad as it is in the South Asian and Eastern countries. So I think the first thing that I would like to tell you is to look at your situation from a bigger lens. What I mean to say is that what is it that you currently doing? So you said you're working in the HR field in a certain company. I would recommend that whatever you're doing right now, try to focus on that a lot more. So try to see if you can get improvement within your job, if you can get a transfer within your job, if you can even, get another job in a similar field, could be in a different city as well. The reason why I'm saying is because in the last 10 years, 12 years of life that I have spent abroad, I have noticed that the road to progress, the road to personal progress moves through what we are doing right now. So what we are doing right now, like our current activity, whether it is I am studying, whether it is I'm working, whatever it is I am doing right now, the path to the future or where I want to be goes through that. So one example that I often give to my friends is that if I'm a janitor in a school and I want to be the president of the United States, then I will first be the best janitor in the school. I will focus on my job. I know this is a very crude example, but this is something that I have learned in life like many times. At least maybe it has worked for me as well. That focus on what you're doing right now, and the road to the future will go through that. Now this is just something that has worked for me, and I hope that it will work for you. So that was a general suggestion. The second thing that I would like to really suggest you is to look for scholarship opportunities, because that is exactly what I did as well. If you are into financial troubles, if you have not so many that you can spare, then I really recommend that you just start listing scholarships and you just start applying for them. Suggestion number 1 about focusing on your job will really help you here as well, because if you have really good job experience, if you have some really cool projects, if you have some really good recommendations, all of that can be transferred to your application for a scholarship. Now, there are tons of opportunities, and they're not just fully funded, but they also pay you a stipend as well. Like, you get some money every month in order to study. I know that this is really competitive, especially coming from a place like India, where there are so many people who want to move abroad and get the same opportunities as well. But I think you can do it if you leverage your experience that you have in the work, and you can make sure that your application is really, really good, because part of what gets a scholarship is not just your profile, but mostly how you present that as relevant to the program as possible. That was my suggestion number 2, to look for scholarships as well. And the third thing is that I know that the pressure can be very overwhelming when you are in the situation of being constantly pressured, when you're afraid to go back home, because you know what my parents will ask, and all what you do is that you go into your room and then you just close the door and try to be there without anyone disturbing you, and you don't. I've been through the same thing. It's just, you feel like you're all alone in this. But I think what I also want to suggest to you is to find something that, it could be like a hobby, or it could be an activity, or it could be even related to work as well. Something that just brings you joy. You don't have to share it. You don't have to make any money out of it or anything, but find something that you can do anywhere in the world, whether it is, I don't know, reading or performing or anything that is creative, that is just for you. Because if you are getting energy from doing this activity, being happy and joyful after doing this whatever activity, everything else will become much easier. Everything else will become much easier if you find any activity or anything that you do that really makes you feel joy and gives you the energy. And you will understand how to stand up to all the troubles of life if you're able to have that thing in your life. I know 20s can be very confusing time. I mean, there was nobody more confused than me. Then I know at least we can do these things that really bring us joy, and that they really help us. I wish you all the best. In addition to that, can I help you land a job? I'm sorry, but I really can't, because in Estonia, especially in the HR field, it's very difficult to get a job from abroad. Like, I don't know anybody, actually, I don't know any foreigner who came directly to Estonia on a job that was related to HR. The people that I know have always been whether in the IT sector or tech sector or in business sector. That's it. However, there is nothing wrong in you trying as well. So there are a couple of websites. There's also a video that I have made about finding work in Estonia that you can also have a look, and that in where I talks about more in detail. But please focus on the things that I have shared with you, and understand that this time will pass. You will look back at it as something that taught you valuable lessons that will help you throughout your future life. Thank you. Okay, next and the final question that I have. Would I ever... Okay, wait. Atel Leilihun asks me, would you ever go back to Pakistan? And if so, what would have to happen? That is actually a really good question. And it actually made me think. I think the only reason I would move back to Pakistan is for family. It would be for my parents, because my parents are getting old. They are still in Pakistan. And if I ever go back to Pakistan permanently, my parents would be the reason that I would move back and live there. But as you asked so properly, that what would have to happen if I go back to live in Pakistan, I think many things correctly have to happen, and the first and foremost of that is the income source. Because even though I am an Estonian national and I have started my own company, I am employed in my own company for last couple of months. The good thing is that I can work within my company from anywhere in the world. I'm still, let's say, very small. It's just the start. It's just very small start. I'm not sure I'm in a position that I can move somewhere and have this thing up fully running as soon as possible. I think what has to really happen for me to move is to have my work as an income source that is sustaining me, whether I am here or whether I am in Pakistan. So this is really has to be very important. And also my work, it can be done fully remotely, but I like to do, because a lot of the clients that I have are in Estonia, because I really like to meet people in person. So I try to go and meet them in person as well. So this is like something that I think really has to happen. The income part is really important. I think this is the most important thing that needs to happen. And I think one more thing that I would actually really like, because I don't have a property in Estonia, even though I have been here for 10 years and people think I'm crazy, but I never got the income or the opportunity to actually make a down payment and get a property, even though 10 years ago it was much cheaper in Estonia to get a property. And I know plenty of people, even Pakistani people, who bought property in like their 5th year, who were working in IT, and I don't know, maybe they're buying now their 2nd property. But this is something that I was never able to do. But I think I would really like to do it eventually one day, and then have a permanent base here in Estonia, and then, you know, to be able to live anywhere in the world, particularly in Pakistan. I mean, Pakistan has a lot of problems, but it has a lot of upsides as well, family being really one of them, weather being the other really big factor there. But it has a lot of problems as well. I mean, the kind of problems that you don't even think happen in Estonia. I mean, I'm making this video for you absolutely certain that electricity will not go out. This is something very normal for me in Estonia and for everybody, but in Pakistan you can never be certain, because electricity can go out anytime. I can be very certain that I have internet tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, or the coming weeks. There will not be any internet outage. In Pakistan I can never be certain, because anytime there is a political upheaval or some unrest, the internet is cut off, which is yeah, I mean, what can I say more about that? One thing that I often tell my friends is when they ask me why did I leave Pakistan, is that I said that I wanted to watch YouTube, because for years YouTube was banned in Pakistan. Even when I came to Estonia in 2014, YouTube was banned. It was only open very much later, and it's such a sad thing. But the thing is that it makes you appreciate more when you look at from the outside what you have. And I appreciate everything that Estonia has to offer a lot more. I don't take things for granted, because I know the things on the other side as well. And the same goes for Pakistan as well. The things that I appreciate about Pakistan, I understand them really well now, particularly family and the weather and the fact that there is sun throughout the year. Yeah, these are the two things that I think would really have to happen. First, I would have to sort out my income, my work really well. I would like to be fully independent there and have a really good income. And then I think I would also like to have a property in Estonia. And then, yeah, then I can think of moving to Pakistan or to anywhere else, because you never know. But ideally, I think what I would really like to do is to be both. So I would really love to be in a place where I can spend part of my year here in Estonia and part of my year in Pakistan. But that is the goal. That is a really nice goal that I have. Let's see how much time it takes for me to get there. That's all. Thank you so much for listening. If you're still here, I think this was a very long video. And I really appreciate all the questions. Please send more questions. Share anything that you would like me to know or you would like to know from me, and I really look forward to it. Finally, before I finish this video, please comment and give suggestions on what would you like to see in the channel membership. So if you are a regular consumer, what would you like to see that you're willing to pay this certain amount for that? I really want to know from you. In addition, you can also join our Discord channel. The link is down in the description. And final thing is that I'm going to be launching a newsletter soon. It's going to be a one email every week, and if you want to join that, then the link is down in the description below as well. It's just going to be light-hearted writing about life abroad, stories and lessons that I have learned in work and in personal life. Yeah, that's all. Thank you so much, and I wish you all the best.